Okay, in this video, I am going to be going through um, really the only cryptos that I'm going to be holding and focusing on for 2024. There is, a lot of information about crypto and a lot of information about investments in general. And one of the prevailing thoughts about investing is that you need to diversify, right? It's important that you diversify. And in my experience, and also listening to others who have more than I do, they tell me that basically diversification is for dummies. Diversification is for people that don't know what they're doing. And if you don't believe me, just look at the wealthiest people in the world. Okay, you have Bill Gates. Most of his wealth is in Microsoft, right? You have Jeff Bezos. Most of his wealth was made and is in Amazon. Okay, and you can just go on and on and on down the list. You have very few people, right, that are the top people who are diversified. Most of them are very concentrated. Even Warren Buffett, who is probably the most diversified person on like the top list, he still has most of his wealth concentrated in maybe like 5 or 6 companies. I think it's Apple, Coca-Cola, Dairy Queen, and I don't know his portfolio because I don't care about stocks, right? So in my experience, it's been the same way. It's really been like just 4 or 5 tokens for me. Even though I might get into other stuff, at the end of the day, it's like 4 or 5 tokens for me that really made the difference in my life. So is with that in mind that I'm going to share with you specifically what I'm holding for this year. And you can do your own research, not financial advice. Do what you want and go from there. So, but before I do that, I need to talk about what not to hold, right? And I know I'm gonna get hate. I'm used to the hate. What's interesting about the haters is that they're all broker than me, right? Like I find that interesting. All the people who have hated on me, on this channel, and since I've been in crypto, all the people that tell me crypto is a scam, they hate on me, and then they leave nasty comments on my channel, and then do you know what they do after that? They go to work. You know why? Because they have a job. Man, you don't know what you talk about. Gotta go to work. I don't have a job, bro. So you're hating on me, and I'm living the life that most people think they want, even though they don't realize how difficult it can be sometimes. But man, I'm chilling, right? I'm spending time with the people that I want to spend time with, and it's all because of my approach to investing into cryptocurrency, right? So I have to talk about the lies that you keep hearing from influencers on Twitter, on YouTube, and all of that about cryptos that you're in that are literally doing nothing for you, right? And I don't know if it's the biggest one, but it's certainly a big one. And that's XRP. And I just want to get right to it, okay? First of all, over the past year, yes, XRP is up 65%. All right, that's great. That's, it's better than your bank, okay? That's, not a problem. Great. But that hasn't beat Bitcoin which I'm going to show you. Bitcoin has beat that by more than double, right? And being an XRP has not only cost you, being in Bitcoin, which is beat it, being in Ethereum, which is beat it, which, there's nothing sexy about Ethereum, but it's also cost you literally hundreds of 10Xs and 100Xs that happened just in 2023. Right? And, some of them are silly, some of them are meme coin, things like that, but, others of them are legit projects, but they've all, for the most part, beat XRP. Right? And I would show you that nothing is going on in XRP, except I can't. Why? Because XRP is not a blockchain. It's literally not a blockchain. The banks don't need it. The banks aren't going to use it. And there is absolutely nothing happening because it's not a chain. It is simply a thing that was made up by some guys to support other endeavors that they have. And I'm not saying that XRP doesn't have relationships and things like that. But even if the banks work with XRP, the company, which they are a company, right? Which is called a clue. Bitcoin is not a company. There is no CEO of Bitcoin, right? There is a CEO and there's a corporate structure without question for XRP. They might be working with them, but the banks don't need to hold or invest in XRP to do anything. If anything, XRP incentivizes their relationships by giving them tokens. And so the reason why you're buying it, number one, is because you keep hearing about it. Okay, that's the first thing. The reason why you're hearing about it is literally XRP is printing tokens every month. You can see here, I've showed you guys this multiple times, right? XRP has been out for years, and yet there's still only 54 million according to this, which I've done research and I've learned that there's even more than this amount of XRP. There's even more than this, right? So this might not even be true, but according to this, there's still like 46 billion more XRP that's gonna have to be released. Okay, like where's that gonna go? Who's getting that? There's no XRP mining there, and even if it was, it wouldn't matter. So this is going to be inflationary. So where this is going is it's going into the pockets of influencers, all around on Twitter, on YouTube, and other places. And XRP can literally afford to send these people 200 to 300 to 400 to a million or so XRP every month, right? Whatever their budget is, because they're just printing up stuff. And these influencers all go and say, hey, XRP is the best, it's great, it's great, it's great. And really, as you buy, the people who really have the supply are selling. Right? So it's really just marketing. And they're able to determine, hey, if we spend X amount, which really we're not spending because we're just giving it away, X amount on, marketing per se, that will generate enough people buying the token so we can sell. Right? And the exchanges, in case you're wondering, why would the exchanges allow this? Because guess what? They're making money too. They make money. There we go. They make money every time you trade. So according to this, in the last 24 hours, 605 million of XRP dollars in XRP was transferred or, bought and sold. 605 million just on Binance. Then there's Bybit, OKX, and others. These exchanges, right, of which Coinbase is charging the highest fee, right? For those of you who are wondering why Binance is Binance, Binance charges 0.2%. Coinbase literally charges 2%. So they're getting over, and yet somehow they haven't been able to be profitable. I think that's wild, right? But they're making money. So what's 0.2% of 605 million? What is that? Like 6 million, so like 1.3 million. So who wouldn't want to make 1.3 million a day, right? So, whether to say that they're in on this, an exchange is a place where people want to trade. If nobody wanted to trade this, then, it wouldn't be here. But obviously people want to trade it for whatever reason. And everybody's making money except you. Okay? So if you're in this, I have told you consistently, have I been wrong? I've given you guys 100Xs while you're still holding XRP. That's called a clue. Moving on. Casper. This is one of the ones that's been, talked about a lot lately. I get, comments sometime on my videos. Can you cover Casper? Guys, there's nothing to cover. Okay? Casper is a mining token, right? Where you got to buy all this, big equipment and equipment that uses a lot of energy and heat and everything to mine. And basically, the people who got in early, who bought miners early, are making a killing. And I'm going to show you that, right? But outside of that, Casper had a wonderful year last year, right? It was one of the top tokens. So again, if you got in early, it's great. But again, this is an inflationary thing, number one, right? Because you're mining it. And so what most people are doing is they're just selling. So the reason why this token hasn't gone anywhere the last couple of months is because people are making a bunch of money and they're selling, and they're going to continue. Also, they're almost done with their supply. So what's going to happen to all the mining rigs and everything like that once the supply is over with? Okay, so that's what Casper is. There's nothing to it. Now, at least Casper is a blockchain. At least it is a blockchain. However, the only people that are using it are the miners. And in fact, a lot of the transactions that are happening, I can't determine if they're bots or if it's just a few people making a bunch of money, right? And so I know nothing about this, right? I know nothing about this. Here's what I know. At some point, an address is going to come up. I'm doing this live. An address is going to come up that's going to have, I just missed it, damn, DEC in it. Dog it. I got to find it. DEC for December. You see if I can go back. Y'all see I'm doing this live. All right. So let's see if I can find this address with DEC. I'm going to try to catch it. And I want to show you what I found. This is supposed to be a bond. You look at this, it's like, oh, there's a bunch of people, interacting. Bam, I got it. All right, interacting with Casper, and that's what they tell you and all of that. All right, so you see this is spinning. That's going to take some time to come up, okay? But what I want you to look at the timestamps. 11:47:14, right? 3 of them, 11:47:14, 11:47:07, right? This is every 10 seconds. This is either a bot or this is an individual that is making this much every few seconds. Every few seconds, they're either making $15 or $30 or $61 every few seconds. Now, I hope that this is a bot. I would like to think that this is a bot. So check this out. This one address has done $7 million transactions. This has to be a bot. Otherwise, this is the biggest fraud in crypto mining. Right? Because one thing I know about miners, you don't get paid. If you run a Bitcoin miner, you're not getting paid every few seconds. Even for other type of miners, you're not getting paid like this. If you were, mining would be the biggest thing in crypto. Generally speaking, you're like barely breaking even after electricity, right? You might be making 150 or 200 bucks a month. I know because I looked into it, right, years ago. But this person here is either receiving or sending. I can't tell because they don't have it set up. It just says transaction amount. They could just be, cycling this amount from different addresses. And again, why would you do that? Because you want to make it look like more is happening than what's actually happening. So this one address has done 7 million. Okay. I have not done another one, right? I just happened to randomly click on that one. Let's see if I can find another one. And let's see, you see that DEC is popping up now. Let's do this one. Okay. So this one has, this one has even more. This one has $1 million worth of Casper. Let's see if the same thing is happening. Yep. The same thing is that this is another address. I did not test this, guys. I did not run this before the video. This is live. This is random. And here's another address either making $15 every second or few seconds, or sending it or receiving it or cycling it or whatever. All trying to get you to believe that there's more going on than actually is. Okay. My prediction for 2024 is that, as this gets closer to fully diluted and there's no more supply, obviously less people are going to start mining it and things like that. I believe this is going to fall 50%. Okay. That's my prediction. Now, unless if they come out with something else or whatever, then that's different. But that's my prediction. Now, but look at what they did. Hey, don't hate. Like, what they've done is incredible, right? If you've been able to get in early, this is life-changing stuff, right? But right now you're at a 2 billion plus valuation, and there's nothing going on chain other than people making money. Okay. All right. The next thing that I will not be buying in 2024, this is what I'm not going to be buying, is these stupid meme coins that don't have anything to it. And one of the worst ones right now, and I can't even believe that this is a thing. This is an actual meme coin that has actual value some kind of way, more value than a lot of other things that I'm going to talk about today. 17 million valuation, and is literally called a gently used 2001 Honda Civic. That's the meme coin. You see it right here. A gently used 2001 Honda Civic. This is the website. It took the longest for this to come up. This is the website. Are you gonna show your pictures and things? Okay, here's this guy. I don't know what he's doing. They have the Doge dog in the car, and they literally have YouTube videos about how to change your oil and review videos on the 2001 Honda Civic. That's it. Dude, I wouldn't, number one, I wouldn't get into this. Number two, if I got into this and made money, I wouldn't even tell nobody. Can you imagine trying to kick game to somebody, right? To a chick, and she like, oh, okay, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? So I see you. You looking nice. You got money. Yeah. So how did you make your money? What I had did is, I put some money into crypto. Yeah, into crypto. Oh, okay. I heard about crypto. So, which crypto are you in? It's different ones. It's different ones. You know what I'm saying? Okay, but I know. Like I heard of Bitcoin. Are you in Bitcoin? No. It's another one that I heard. It's like, what is it? Ethereum or something like Ethereum. Are you in that? No, I'm not in that. So what you in then? A gently used 2001 Honda Civic. What? I can't hear what you say. It's called a gently used 2001 Honda Civic. What you say? You say you drove here in a 2001 Honda Civic? No. I'm saying the name of the thing that I made my money on is called a gently used 2001 Honda Civic. You trying to tell me you made money on a gently used? See how the attitude goes? Like, dude, I wouldn't even tell nobody. Can you imagine calling your friends, trying to get them? People done lost money in crypto. They done lost money in Luna. Bro, I got something for you. Man, I told you, man, I'm tired of that crypto, man. Like, come on, man. No, bro, this is it. This is it right here. Okay, man, I'm going to look it up. What is it called? It's called a gently used 2001 Honda Civic. Bro, they going to hang up on you. They going to hang up on you. So let me make this clear. This ain't going nowhere. I'm calling it. I'm saying it. And this is on Solana. And right now, guys, 99.9% of everything on Solana is a scam. Right? So I will not that I was doing it in 2023, but I definitely won't be doing this. And just like Casper, they're running fake transactions as well. This is one address. This is just one that's transacting every few seconds. Again, they're faking the funk, making it seem like there's more going on, right? That's why you see 16,000 transactions. 99% of them are fake, but average people looking at this aren't going to notice, all right? So that's what I'm not doing. Now, you can do what you want, but I won't be doing any XRP, any Casper, right, and any stupid meme coins. What is my plan for 2024? All right, so number one is Bitcoin. Surprise, surprise. Guys, I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible. What's keeping most people from investing in Bitcoin is the price and the perception that it's too expensive. It has nothing to do with the price. You can buy $5 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy $10 worth of it. It doesn't matter, right? The only thing that matters with any of this is, number one, the utility, but number two, the price appreciation. And as you can see, I don't even know what percentage that is. Over time, nothing has appreciated like Bitcoin, right? And still, Bitcoin is still, not as early as it was obviously 6 or 7 years ago, but this is still not mainstream, right? And now the major corporations and asset managers, they're just now, hear me, after all these years, they're just now thinking about coming in, right? And so once they decide to come in, they're coming in with billions. I talked earlier about stocks. Okay, I think stocks are trash in general. And one of the things that I don't like about stocks is the way that stocks work is usually the elite, or somebody that's very well connected, somebody that comes from a connected family, right? Like a Sam Bankman-Fried, somebody like that, same thing, that starts a company and they're able to go and sell shares of their company privately in exchange for money, right? And after so many years, if they've built any type of, successful or maybe even unsuccessful, like WeWork company, as long as you get enough people to agree to give you money, it's successful, right? You get a certain valuation. Now, let me explain to you where this valuation comes from. The valuation does not come from real activity, right? It doesn't come from stuff like this, right? This is a live look. This is one of the coolest things. A live look at things that are going on the Ethereum chain and what's going on the Bitcoin chain, right? These, if you click on one of these heads, these are actual. That's an actual transaction that happened. This is real, and the bigger they are, is the bigger the transaction is, right? So, if these startups had to rely on this, they wouldn't like it. Why? Because it's harder to lie, right? But if you get enough people to invest, all you need is a relationship with a company and they will give you a valuation, right? And that valuation is used to launch that stock on the New York Stock Exchange. How else can you explain, even if it's a profitable company, the company might have what's called an EPS, which is an earnings per share of $5, right? That means everything the company does, if you break up the company in all the pieces, all the shares, right, it's worth $5. But yet the stock price for that $5 will literally be $500. I'm not joking. So you're paying 100 times multiple. They tell you that stocks is investing in a business and you own a piece of the business. Even if that's true, which I would say that's debatable, you're paying in large part the cheapest companies, you're paying a 20 and 30 times multiple. The most expensive companies, you're paying an infinite multiple because a lot of them aren't making any money, right? Most importantly, what you are doing is acting as exit liquidity for these guys that created nothing out of thin air and just got people to say that it's worth this. And now you're buying their shares at ridiculous multiples of what they actually created on a piece of paper. That's stocks, right? With Bitcoin and with crypto in general. But what's great about Bitcoin is none of the corporations, I won't say none, but most of them didn't pay attention down here. So it allowed regular people to get in. Like, this is why sometimes you'll have a meme coin that, has a great community that will go up because it's stupid enough for people to not pay attention to it. Right? And if it continues to grow, you can accumulate when nobody's paying attention. And then when people start paying attention, and in this case, corporations are just now paying attention, they're going to be the ones paying at this price when literally there are people here that got Bitcoin for pennies. or dollars. So it's the inverse of stocks, because now the corporations are paying you, whereas with stocks, you're paying the corporations and you're making them rich. In this case, they're making you rich, right? So, and this is going to continue. So while you're taking chances on, stupid stuff, a gently used 2001 Honda Civic that, you're going to lose, most of your money on, Bitcoin has just been chugging along. This is going to keep going. I've been in Bitcoin since it was $1,000. And I've talked about this before. A big mistake that I made for years is when it went down, to hundreds of dollars, I wasn't accumulating more. I know better now, right? So a prediction for 2024, it's going to be higher than this. I'm not going to say I use this similar to like a bank account. I just put, any extra little money I have, I put it into this. Right. And so, this year it went up like 100 something percent. I don't expect any different. I don't make any guarantees, but I don't expect any different for this year, especially with big money, coming in. All right. The next thing I've talked about before on this channel, this is a meme coin, right? Called 100 coin, but it does something that literally nothing else does. Okay, first of all, it's memeing like the emoji, the 100 emoji. And the cool thing that I love about it is everybody uses that emoji. Everybody uses it. So nobody has put 2 and 2 together yet, like that emoji and this. Only a few people. Right? So it's almost like every time somebody, puts that emoji out there, it's potential for marketing for 100. Okay. But it's not just that. There's actual technology behind this. And the technology is, unlike every other crypto out there, you have to hold this for a minimum of 100 hours. Okay. So first of all, what does that do? The first thing it does is you can't pump and dump the token. There are a lot of groups in crypto who know that they can manipulate prices, and they'll come in and they'll have, their money, and they'll pump up a token. Others will see, hey, this token is going up, and they'll start buying. And then next thing you know, hours later, a day later, whatever, people will sell. That's the first thing it does. The second thing it does is you can't have this, right? The thing that I showed you what Casper was doing. If that's a bot, can't do it. This is a bot. You can't bot 100. Why? Because even the bots have to wait 100 hours. Why is that important? Well, you can't fake volume, number one. So it's like no fake enticement. And number two, you can't have bots selling your gains. Most of crypto, if something spikes up really hard, even Bitcoin, there are bots that will sell the spikes. And that's why crypto is more volatile than stocks. It's still not as volatile as cash, but it's more volatile than stocks, right? As soon as something go up 10%, next thing you know, you look up and it's down to 1 or 2% because there are a lot of bots. It happens more in what's called on-chain, where literally you can make a $10,000 transaction, and a bot who's never owned any tokens will come in and sell, $9,000 worth of your $10,000. It happens every single second in DeFi, where you cannot do that with 100. Okay. The next thing that it does is you can't hack it, right? And so, because even the hackers have to wait. Even the hackers have to wait, right? You see these trends, like, look how clean this is, right? And the reason why there's a lot of buys and no sales is because everybody that comes in has to hold. So, it's a good opportunity for all, because you're like, hey, if I get in here, everybody that gets in after me has to wait. It's not like somebody, is going to come in right after I, make a significant buy and sell it. But unfortunately, people do get hacked of all kind of crypto, right? Because they don't, protect themselves the right way, right? First of all, you can protect yourself with 100 just by buying every 100 hours. And you can literally just buy, like this guy probably doing, just bought $1 worth. This protects you. So even if your account is compromised, they can take every other token, but they can't take 100. Right? That's the crazy part. But let's say you didn't protect yourself. And you clicked on some fake airdrop link, or a fake MetaMask link, right? Or you went into some situation where you got compromised, right? Even if your side chick, took your money, right? Your side chick not gonna be able to sell 100. She gonna be able to sell Bitcoin and anything else, but she not gonna be able to sell 100, right? And if you get in touch with the Telegram group that they have and say, and you're able to prove, yo, this was stolen, da 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 da, so on and so forth, then the devs can come in and they can stop that transaction. So that's what they do with all hackers and scammers and stuff like that. This is huge. Do you understand that how much this saves people? All the people that lost money from rugs and stuff like that, right? How much would this have saved them if they had this? And literally, all you have to do is, first of all, if you take care of your wallet, you don't have to do nothing. Just don't interact with stuff. You don't have to do anything. Crypto is not scary unless you open yourself up to stuff. And it's usually because people trying to get into other stuff that they lose out, right? But if you just want to be extra careful, all you got to do is, after your 100 hours is up, literally buy $1 or $2 or whatever, and hackers cannot do anything. That is huge. And so that's just one of the reasons why this has, went up so much. It hasn't even been a year, right? It was one of the top performing, if not the top performing meme coin last year, and still nobody knows about it. Look right here, 750 holders that are in this on the BNB side. There's also 100 on Ethereum. There's even less people on Ethereum in it, right? There might be, I think there's just now over 1,000 total people. Just think about that. Think about how many people are in the world, number one, but how many people, like there's millions of people in XRP. There's millions of people in XRP. There are millions of people in Bitcoin. 100 doesn't even have to get to millions of people in order for this to go to billions in market cap, right? If this just gets to like 10 or 20,000 people, right, then this has a chance to explode, right? What are the cons of 100? The cons are there's a lot of people who hate on 100 because they're scammers, and the scammers get stopped. That's just facts. They've never been stopped before. So, they'll, do whatever, go on Twitter and say different things because they've been stopped, right? And then for whatever reason, you would think something that's safe like this, the industry would want to promote and talk about. And it's just, they haven't yet. And I don't know why. And so, it's just crazy. Even when you go to certain sites that are supposed to analyze contracts and stuff, they don't like it because of the timeline. But yet, literally, a gently used Honda Civic will have a higher rating, or things that have actually taken people's money, as I've shown on this channel before will have a higher rating. Okay. So I'm in this. I've been in it. I'm rocking with this. Okay. If you thought 100 was early, literally nobody knows about this, right? This isn't even on CoinMarketCap or any other site. If you don't have the link to this site, you don't know about this. So this is bias. So first of all, what is bias? Well, the same developers behind bias, they're the ones that's created 100. Okay, so that's number one. Right? That's like, okay, right? And what they've said is that they're committed to making, new projects, that, people can feel good about investing in. All right. Specifically, what is it about bias that's unique? Well, what's unique about bias is to mine Casper, and this equipment is not cheap and it uses a lot of electricity. Okay. You can look at bias as mining without electricity and no equipment. How so? Because all you have to do is buy bias and literally do nothing, and every transaction that comes after, as you can see here, all buys, all sales, everything, you will get 1% of every transaction relative to how much bias you have. So just imagine, how does a bank make money? A bank makes money because somewhere they charge in fees, right? Like the biggest way that banks make money is what's called NSF charges. I don't know what they are now. I know back in the day they used to be like $39, right? And there are times where I've had 6 or 7 NSF charges in a month, back when I was struggling, right? So, that's how banks make money. They also make money on mortgages and primarily in things like that, right? Well, who's to say? Well, first of all, bias is like a bank. Every time anybody does anything, if somebody sends some bias to another wallet, you get a piece. If somebody buys something with bias, you get a piece. If somebody, stakes some bias, if they come out with some staking or something, you get a piece. You get 1%, and then also 1% is getting burned, and then they have a charity wallet where 1% is going to that as well. That is the basis of bias, right? But what it's really about is these developers have said, okay, it's one thing to just say, okay, buy this and hold it and you'll get stuff. But in order for things to really kick off, they have to build things that people are going to use, right? And so one of the things that they built was 100. And so there was a time you were able to stake 100, right? And you needed bias to do that. So they're going to continue to make different apps, different things coming up, right? And bias is going to be required for all of it. You see how that's different than Casper and XRP and stuff like it's not just a token that you're holding and hoping. As I said, the banks don't need XRP. They don't have to hold it. But if bias was to, they could build an actual banking app. Even though, like I said, you can look at bias like a bank, or you can look at it, I like to look at it like, mining, right? It's making you'll open up your wallet and you'll have some bias, and you'll come back the next day and there's more bias in there, right? And you don't have to use no electricity. You ain't even got to look at the wallet. It's happening when you're not looking. Like, this is crazy. This is the future. So in that way, it's already like mining and stuff. But they could build an actual banking type app, or they could build a, whatever, a game, or anything, because, they say they have the ability to do that. Now they have to do it, but it's like whatever they build is gonna require bias. And so, as I said, nobody knows about this right now. The price is very low. They gave out a bunch of tokens through a staking program, and unfortunately, those who were like supposed to hold on, right, a lot of them, not everybody, but a lot of them was just like, oh well, it's free money, I'm selling. People struggle with seeing vision. They struggle with seeing things. Like, I don't even know, we talked about Casper being 2.3 billion, right, and 100 being 10 million. I don't even know what the market cap is of Bias right now. It might be 50,000 or 100,000. Like, seriously, I don't know what it is, right? But it ain't even on CoinMarketCap, bro. It's like, right, if it ain't on CoinMarketCap, it ain't nowhere, right? So this is one to consider, to look at. You don't need to invest a ton at this point. $1,000, a few $100s, whatever, right? And then just watch it and see how it goes. That's what I'm doing. And as they build stuff, right, they have 100 right now, right? Let's say in a few years there's like 7 or 8 or 10 different things that they're all gonna require bias. The price is inevitably going to be higher because everybody has to have bias to use whatever thing they make. Okay, so I just, again, it's a novel idea. It's something else, again, that nobody else is doing. It's needed. People can get into mining and not have any equipment or anything. The potential for this is huge, but nobody knows about it right now, right? You're not going to see this on any other YouTube channel, right? So that's my plan for 2024. Okay, I'm rocking with Bitcoin. Of course, I'm gonna rock with 100, and then I have a little bit in bias as I start to see things progress more, right? Then maybe I'll start putting some more into bias or whatever. But I mean, this has 1000x potential. Now, a lot of things have potential, don't mean nothing. It has to do it. But this has 1000x potential long into the future. All right, it's your boy BSG, and I'm gonna holler at y'all in the next video.